안녕하세요. What is up, Ducks Quack Quack?
Danny
David.
Okay, today we are going to do some commentary
On Korean Dating Class 101.
by Kelsey Jung.
Credits here.
Thank you very much for the video.
For the last dating video, it got deleted, unfortunately, due to the original content creator's request. But a lot of people thought it was very entertaining and funny, so here we are with another one.
Right, so Kelsey's video we will go watch right away. Okay.
So if you're a guy and you like to be more on like the feminine cutesy side, date a Korean girl. We have a love motel culture when we're dating. Making out
motel.
in public or like
this
touching
video's
each other
gonna
up
be
in
spicy.
public is generally not allowed. Hello global citizens, I'm Kelsey, I'm Korean, living in Korea, and today we're back at it with my most popular topic, dating in Korea.
I already
So a
like
lot
her.
of you guys
Yeah,
requested
me too.
part 2. Title of this video is gonna be Korean Dating Culture 101, I think.
Okay, I need that
Just
class.
So number 1, guys can be cute too.
Of course they
so
can.
what I mean by this is I don't think I've noticed this in any other cultures, countries that I've lived in.
Right.
In Korea,
A lot of
it's
people
really
are freaked
a
out by
part of a
Aegyo.
culture. In a relationship, when you're dating, guys can be cute.
You
too.
do Aegyo
So if
to
you
your
know a
girlfriend.
little bit about Korean culture, you know that
I'm
Aegyo.
cute to my
And
girlfriend.
Don't
Aegyo
get
is
me-
when you basically act
I don't go like
so some
bip, bip, bip,
examples
bip.
can be super cringe, but like 1 더하기 1은 귀요미, 2 더하기 2는 귀요미.
Can
Like
you
we
do that
basically
for your
act
girlfriend?
cute.
No.
You see it in K-pop idols.
I
in
would feel very
K-dramas where they
embarrassed.
act
I could do
cute
that.
in general, and that's called Aegyo. And the characteristic is that guys in Korea, they do it too when they're in a relationship.
Yeah.
So it's not just the girls that do that, and
It's
it's
like,
quite
"Can you give me a
common,
kiss,
and girls,
please?"
Korean girls generally like it and accept it as well. A lot.
You're telling me that you do that in relationships? Can you give me a kiss?
Yeah, sometimes. Why not?
You do it like that? Well, I'll be honest. I act very differently to my girlfriend than I do to normal people.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope you do. That's why she's your girlfriend.
Oh, that's true.
Well,
like if I
bullshit.
treat her like I treat everybody else, then she'll be out.
Okay.
But yeah.
But I do agree to her first point. Yeah.
Right.
So far.
Korean guys. I think we enjoy Aegyo too.
Yeah.
Like I'm not a big fan of Aegyo, but at the same time, there will be time and place where Aegyo comes into
Right.
good use.
Right. I always shake my booty in front of my girlfriend's face. and
Really?
Stuff, yeah.
in her face. like
No, like 짱구, 신짱.
that's too visual for me.
A lot of my foreigner girlfriends don't like that stuff or don't get that culture.
Right,
but
they're freaked
Korean
out.
girls really like it when guys are cute as well. It is pretty common in K-dramas or K-pop idols for someone to make a compilation of a male idol Aegyo compilation or a K-drama guy Aegyo compilation, and it would get millions of views from Korean girls because we like guys to be cute, we
Yeah.
don't think that's like not masculine or whatever. I will say that in general Korea doesn't have strict masculinity
It's soft
standards
masculinity.
compared
It's a
to
new
lot of
thing.
other
2021.
cultures. Like, I don't know, I just feel like we're more generous. Like they can be a bit more on the feminine side. And we like it when they're cute. One of my past boyfriends, he was like 4 years older or 3 years older than me, but he would do a lot of cutesy stuff. For instance, he would be like,
Yeah, that's it. That was what I was talking
are
about.
you
Like,
trying to...
see, it's normalized.
He literally made dog barking
rubbing
noises.
your
Worf,
butt.
master, take me on a walk. I pooped.
Oh, and you show your poop? Like, oh, please,
No,
I
I'm just
want a
kidding.
star
I'm just
sticker
kidding, but I was like,
for
I need to
pooping.
poop. Can I go to the bathroom?
Do that?
No
Wow.
comment. No comment.
I think a lot of girls might be into that.
Yeah.
I don't know girls, but you have an audience.
Okay, like leaving aside all the extreme examples, like
Oh, you're talking about yourself.
no, I'm just joking. But I feel like there would be normalized Aegyo such as like when you're in a restaurant, for example, steak or pizza or whatever. I would say like and then she gives it to me. It's like 맛있어.
Well, I say somewhere else.
What?
No, I'm just kidding.
I don't understand. I'm confused.
Okay, never mind.
Okay.
Are you trying to... He literally made dog barking noises. And I'm like... He even shook his ass.
I should've-
He was like,
Oh, wait, did she?
Oh, did I watch
Did
this
she
video?
date you?
Oh, did you date me, Kelsey? See, I told you.
You shook
I
your
told
ass.
you. I swear
Wait,
to God, I haven't watched.
Shaking the ass in front of a girlfriend's face is common in Korea.
I
did not
swear to
know.
God, I did not watch this video before. Like, this is my first time watching it, and wow, now I seem shady because like I was.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that is amazing.
Maybe she dated me.
3 out of 2 people
Shake their booties.
shake their asses in front of their girlfriends.
Yeah.
Okay, I learned something new today.
Woof, woof.
Yeah.
While making
That
the
was
dog
a bit extreme
noise.
for me, but some of the more common cases would be like when guys want something, they can also be like, I want something.
Wow.
Yeah, when
Everything's
guys
in
are
consensus
with
right now.
their friends,
Yeah.
they have no problem like doing like this or even this. Like,
Oh,
yeah, they don't
you
mind.
did that.
And in Korea,
the
girls
fuck?
don't. If you go on a blind date, you have to decide basically in like 3 dates.
Oh, wait,
whether you
wait,
I
want to
wait.
be-
told you.
No,
I
no,
freaking
no.
told you the 3-date rule.
No.
I would say at least 3 times meet and then hold your hand.
Is that like
that's
the
my
rule?
That's my formula.
Wait, 3 times to hold the fucking hand?
Yeah. To attempt, even like not
What?
even like firmly to
Okay,
attempt.
I would think like 3 times to kiss is like
No. For
3
God's
times to
sake,
hold
no.
the hand?
Yeah.
Your 3-date rule was that you hold hands in 3
That's
dates.
basically meaning whether you go or stop. Like if you
So you don't hold hands in 3 dates,
No.
and then you hold on your third date.
So are we gonna continue this? If I get a green light, then hold your hand.
No, make up your mind means are you gonna fucking like date?
Yeah.
Holding your hand is not date.
It means dating. For me, it's like the starting point of
in a
dating.
relationship or not. So
Such
you
a
meet this
gentleman.
blind date guy 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, and then you are expected to give an answer on whether you want to be in a relationship
Right,
with him
the
or
3
not.
date rule.
Yeah,
I know
that's
that in other
true.
cultures, it's a bit weird too because I know how it works in other cultures. But to most Koreans, this is like the unspoken rules. Let's say that my friend sets me up on a blind date with a guy. We meet for the first time and we just talk and get to know each other. And he would usually ask me out for a second date, or I would ask him out for a
She
second
go
date
on
if
a
we
date
vibe.
with David.
And then we meet again for the 3rd time. And then after the 3rd date, he would basically ask, or I would ask him if we want to be in a relationship.
Yeah.
I know that's crazy.
No skinship until
but
then.
We sort
Well,
of
it's
like
just-
each other.
here's
So
the
let's
thing.
just decide that.
I think the rule of 3 dates, it's very artificial. It's very arbitrary. The number 3, you know. I think like when I was a kid, I used to think like this was the rule, and a lot of people, like even women, think this is the rule. Like if you're going on a blind date, or if you're going on a date with anybody, like blind or not, and you meet them for 3 times and you don't say anything, they automatically think, oh, you're not interested. Got past 3 dates and the man didn't make a move, and like the girl lost interest. I've seen a lot of cases like that. They expect something. It's like an unwritten rule, right? And
Yeah.
they expect results to come out on the 3rd date. So when you don't get that result, it's like, what is he doing?
I think the logic for me and a lot of other Korean dudes or Korean girls is like first blind date is getting to know each other, like checking out whether this dude is evil or not.
Okay.
And then second meeting is like this dude seems okay, so let's try meeting him one more time. And then you can decide. And then after that, if you go on to the 3rd date, it's like the final stage. It's like, oh, I really like him. Maybe I should
Right.
meet him. The 3rd date itself validates that you guys have feelings with each other unspokenly. And then the dude usually makes the move like, oh, do you want to be in a relationship?
I don't know if that necessarily is a bad thing. But also, I do think like the number 3 arbitrary rule is...
So do you think it's rushed or do you think it's...
No, I just think like the number... Setting a rule for
Oh.
anything.
I mean,
like,
it's-
in a relationship is kind of stupid.
Well, the thing is, I think it's very convenient for a lot of Asian men as well, because in Asian dating culture, it's not as forward as Western dating culture from what I've seen. It's not like you don't go straight forward and, you know, show your feelings that you like her, blah, blah, blah. It's more like you're playing games, you know, you're trying to show that
I
you
hate
like
that.
her.
I hate
you
the
know,
games.
subtle feelings shoving towards her, stuff like that.
I like games on the first date. It's like 3 dates of games.
What, you have sex?
like, No. I'm done playing games, okay? I'm old.
Oh,
I'm
you don't have much
old.
time to live?
I don't have much time.
What?
Every moment could be spent.
It's very different to a lot of Western cultures where they might get to know each other for like 6 months or even up to a year before they decide getting into a relationship. But in Korea,
In Korea, we call that the friend zone.
It's almost manners for you to decide in 3 dates. So if you're a girl and if you're like wishy-washy about what you want even after 3 dates, you might be considered rude in Korea. Obviously,
wait, so I am actually confused because about the Western part, because I didn't know like people got to know each other for like 6 months and start a relationship. Or is the term relationship here different? Like the level of seriousness? I think that's the different factor here,
like
right?
she's thinking of a serious relationship, whereas a lot of couples here date very casually.
Casually, but not physically.
If you're casual but not physical, you're just a friend. That's literally the definition of a friend.
I think there are a lot of layers in this right now. In Western dating culture, that would you meet 6 months, but within that time, would you do skinship and would you have sexual relationships or whatever?
It could happen. I feel like, well, why are you asking me first of all? I'm not
You're
even
American.
I'm not even.
You're American.
I'm Korean, but I do feel like they still want to have some sort of knowledge of intent, but it's just that they can take their time while knowing the intent.
Okay.
You get to know the person and then you go into a relationship,
Right.
not like you get into a relationship to get to know the person.
And also, we should take into account that she's talking with the premise of a blind date. So blind dates are usually very formal. I think because of that setting, the 3-date rule, it becomes even more stronger.
And I would say in Korea at least, it is rude to not make up your mind in 3 dates.
After blind dates, yeah.
Number 3, dating culture in Korea. You wait 1 or 2 months into the relationship before you
told
have
ya.
sex. I've talked about this in
1 or
my
2
What
months
It's
is
Actually Like
even
to Date a Korean Guy
short.
video, but
My
most
standard.
couples in their younger 20s, they wait like 1 or 2 months before having sex. I thought this was so obvious, but apparently to a lot of my foreigner girlfriends, this is like a long time. But most young Korean couples think that it's inappropriate for you to have sex so early on in the relationship. Obviously, there's gonna be exceptions of people in their younger 20s having sex much earlier than that, or having one-night stands or whatever. But I would say that this time is what most young Koreans would think is proper.
Okay, so she's talking about like early 20s maybe. You're not gonna be like at age 29. Oh, we have to wait a month to have sex.
I think like the average would be 1 month to 2 months.
After a certain age, you stop caring about that stuff, honestly. Like what she's talking about is like applicable maybe in college. But after you become an adult, I think those standards go out the window because there's less people to judge you and less people asking about that stuff.
I don't know, like a lot of people just feel uncomfortable having a sexual relationship before they get to really know the person. So
That's very confusing, but you guys seem to be on good terms.
what?
You and Kelsey. we should meet Kelsey. Yeah, we're gonna invite her.
Meaning like
PDA
making
is
out
a
in
no-no.
public or
PD?
like touching each other up in public is generally
That's
not
kinda
allowed
changing, though.
in Korea.
Yeah, just don't
most
grab her
couples
ass.
don't like to do that.
That's-
Girls or guys
that's
in
about
general.
it.
So if you're like a foreigner girl, doing a lot of PDA to a Korean guy, he might be like, ooh, yeah, it's just a culture in Korea.
I can see that.
We think it's uncomfortable
It's
and
kinda
awkward and
uncomfortable.
rude to other people.
Because like
So
grandpas
we would
and older
never
people are
make
gonna
out
complain.
in public.
and-
We would hold hands and maybe kiss each other on the cheek, but never like make out. Of course, there are exceptions.
No, making
yeah,
out,
Already
making
feel-
out in public. Well, last time I was in Spain, I was like just in the plaza and in front of a fountain. They're just like kissing.
Like
Yeah.
that level of kissing.
Yeah, I was culture shocked.
I
man.
mean, like in daylight.
It was night, but not even that night. Early evening, and
It's
people
like,
were like,
oh, what a beautiful sunset.
Yeah, it's like,
Let's just. Wow. In Korea,
if you do that, you'll be on Facebook. Viral video.
yeah. When I was really young, I got kicked out of a bar once for PDA for kissing too much.
Yeah.
Like just regular bars. If you kiss there, like they're gonna kick you out.
Last time I was dating, for example, she would like hug me in the subway.
And you got kicked out of the subway?
No. Grandpas would be like looking at us like, are you in your bedroom? Stuff like that. Like they mumble. They're like,
아, 지네 집 안방이야.
you know what I'm saying, right? And then the grandmas next to them are like,
요즘 같은
these days people don't have any decency and stuff like that. You know,
Then you should
manners.
Then you should have grabbed her ass in front of them. just to show. Just to show. Yeah, bitch, it is my bedroom.
I don't think what they think matter, but it definitely gets uncomfortable nevertheless because like people frown upon you. I think it's changing. People don't give a shit about what old people think or like the majority thinks these days. But at the same time, when a lot of people like frown at you in the public, like stare at you, it does get uncomfortable. That's an undeniable fact.
Feel someone saying in the comment section that I saw this Korean couple make out in the streets, blah blah blah. Of course there are exceptions, but most Korean people would be uncomfortable with PDA. Number 5, we have a love motel culture when we're dating. The problem is, where do you have sex in those situations? Most Koreans, if they live with their parents, they would never ever bring their girlfriend or boyfriend to their parents' house until they're serious, thinking about marriage and stuff.
I don't even reveal the existence of my girlfriend.
I don't even talk.
Unless one of you are living alone, you have to rent a love motel. You pay like $30-$40 and you rent that motel out for like 4 hours. So we have to be like, hey, it's getting a bit too late or it's a bit too cold today. Do you want to like rent a place and chill there for a bit? And then that's when you would first have sex.
So I never do that.
I'll be honest here.
You live alone.
90% of the time in most of my relationships, like almost
in the
all.
streets?
No. Well, that too, but like in almost all relationships,
Bushes?
I've had either lived alone or had my girlfriend live alone.
Okay.
Well, not had her, but like I had a girlfriend.
You must live alone.
I'm not like forcing women out of their houses.
Rachel's video again.
She has to live alone by herself.
Oh my god!
But I've had girlfriends who were living alone throughout most of my dating career.
For me,
not career.
For
but
me, like
life.
because of this stigma and because of the negative image of love motels, it's kind of like dirty too. Like
Oh
those
yeah,
love
yeah. I
motels.
don't like going.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
them,
So it's not sanitary, but like,
It's not romantic
there
at
are,
all.
Yeah, there are good ones though. But anyways, most of them like
they're shitty as.
Yeah. What I do is like usually I say let's go on a trip and let's go to a nice area, get some
very complicated.
scenery, go to like a lake, have some good food, and then we could just naturally go to a pension like these. What do you?
Sounds very
Like
complicated for just having
A
sex.
country house. There's a jacuzzi there.
You gotta have a jacuzzi, a fucking picnic.
Yeah, and then I'm like, did you bring your swimsuit? And it's like, yeah, and then
How many steps are there? So you undress, and then you're like, oh, might as well just.
No, after the
After the
swimming,
swim,
you do the
oh.
barbecue. We smell like charcoal, and then we go into the shower,
Wow.
and
So first you do a picnic, and then you go to a pension.
Yeah.
And then you do the jacuzzi.
Yeah.
And then you do the barbecue.
Yeah.
And then you
Take a shower.
Use the barbecue smell to make an excuse to take a shower.
and then I suggest like, oh, there's something funny on TV. Why don't we watch it?
And then you
together?
watch a movie together, and then you start.
And then
Yeah.
we sleep, and then
Wait, you sleep?
yeah, we start like
Oh, let's see. Okay, here's the thing. Those 8 steps could have been skipped if she lived alone. It's like, oh, yo, like chill at my place.
Yeah,
and then
I'll
you
cook
watch,
for
you watch something on TV, and then you're like, there. So guys, this is why you should live alone. I think living alone, will greatly improve your dating life.
But honestly though, like my side of the story and my experience, I'm very satisfied because it's very romantic, the whole process. It's a very wholesome day.
You can
and
do
it's
that.
like a finale to end the day.
I mean, if you live alone, you can do that sometimes.
Oh.
Like you can do the same things, but you can also be more chill and like skip all the steps
Okay.
Yeah. Living alone has been the best decision for my dating life.
That's because your brain is only focused on that aspect. I mean, financially,
I
To
understand.
date.
You don't
Love
hang
motels.
around in each other's houses if you have family members there. Okay, I have like 5 more points to make, but I'm
Wow.
running out of time.
Maybe
Also,
she
my
can do it with
request
us.
to my lovely subscribers, if you have any questions about anything,
Come on our channel and do that video.
Okay,
Let's
so
discuss it together.
Yeah, Kelsey, maybe do some like sort of dating consulting show with 2 uninformed guys. You guys have a team going, and I'll be the American person, and we can have a dating show. Go look forward to that, please. If you want to talk more about Korean dating, patreon.com/DKDKTV. Check out David's experiences of the the 8-step formula.
It's not a formula. It's just a wholesome day.
I mean, you know, you
I was
have that
just
down to the
laying
Q.
out the archetype. That
You
is
have that blueprint already. and
One
it's
of
just
the
like
many
pumping it
scenarios.
out.
I'm like Doctor Strange. There are many alternatives.
It's an algorithm. On patreon.com/DKDKTV. We'll talk about it in more detail. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.